All right, can you hear me now? Well, way to go. Well, welcome everyone to this year's Operation Action U.P annual meeting. My name is Joe Esbrook. I'm president, co-chair of Operation Action. And when I'm not proudly representing Operation Action U.P, you'll find me at my day job at Hiawatha Log Homes. And it's my pleasure here to introduce our co-chair, Dave Paananen. Dave?
Hey, thanks, Joe. First and foremost, you can't put an event on like this without sponsors. So we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Innovate Marquette is the speaker sponsor for Sue this afternoon and this morning. Of course, we got Upper Michigan Works, ATC, Stormy Cromer, and UPCO, as well as Range Bank. So we appreciate the support from all those folks to put an event like this on. It takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of money, as you can imagine. So if we could give our sponsors a round of applause, that'd be great. And then also the public service announcement for today. If you'd like to become a sponsor, just find anybody who's got one of these cute little banners on, or Joe or I, and we'll give you information on how you can do so.
All right, thanks, Dave. Dave is also from another one of our long-standing members, Upper Peninsula Power Company, so we thank them as well. All right, so let's dive right in. I think by now everybody knows the restrooms are out the door to the left, and the first hard left on the left. And then, Dave, can you just imagine, it's 60 years already.
Yeah, you don't look that old, Joe.
Yeah, I know, geez. Dave and I were founding members.
Yeah.
No, we always like the program because, we look at all the businesses in the Upper Peninsula and you say, they do that? They do what? They make tiles for the space shuttle. They send ore, internationally. And so it's really a big deal. And we talked to a lot of our past recipients. Many of them are in the room. And, they're proud of what they do and the people they employ. So, all right, take note of the agendas on the table. We have an outstanding program on tap. Includes our awards, outstanding world-class keynote speaker, trying to really, give her a high reputation to live up to, which she deserves. We have a networking lunch, of course. After lunch, we'll have a few more awards, and after that, we're in for really a special treat. Our keynote, Sue Hawks, is going to do a deeper dive into her keynote in her program. And I can tell you, you don't want to miss this. You don't want to leave early. You don't want to do any of that stuff. You want to stay to the end. You'll notice there's surveys at the tables. Please take a minute before you leave today and fill those out. It helps us get better as an organization. It helps us serve you better. So Dave, take it away.
Usually this is the point where we recognize legislative members. Today we don't happen to have any. So with the turnover in November, some folks couldn't make it. So yeah, that's...
They wanted to come.
They wanted to,
yes,
but they couldn't.
Good point. Okay, all right. So every year at this time at our annual meeting, we have to do a little business, little housekeeping. On your tables, members, you'll see a slate of 2025 directors and officers of the Operation Action U.P. Board. We ask now for a nomination to accept this slate of directors. Anybody nominate that slate? Oh, we got one over here. Second. Support? Oh, support over here. We got two of them. Any discussion upon that? Okay, hearing none, we'll call a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Hearing none, all you suckers are back in the group. Okay. All set. All right, way to go. Now that's done. Okay, so here we go. Dave, should we get her going?
Sure.
First award recipient.
We're going to start with some awards of excellence presentations here. It gives me great pleasure to announce Chris Doyle, President of Independent Machine Company Incorporated and CEO of Advanced Precision Solutions LLC. Advanced Precision Solutions and Independent Machine Company are two Upper Peninsula-based manufacturing companies united under the ownership of Chris under the blanket of APS. APS was founded in 2012 and has grown from a single CNC machine into a multi-shift, full-service contract machining company, serving industries from food service to engine components. IMC, established in 1975, revolutionized locomotive wheel maintenance with its iron horse wheel lathe and has since become a global leader in gear cases, pilot plows, and steel fabrications for the railroad industry. Together, APS and IMC employ a dedicated local workforce, champion American-made materials, and showcase how world-class innovation and production can thrive in a rural community. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Chris Doyle.
Well, good morning. My name is Chris Doyle. I'm the owner and president of Independent Machine Company and Advanced Precision Solutions. Both companies are located in Escanaba, Michigan. And I'm excited to share their stories, along with the fact that I recently purchased 100% of the shares of IMC in November of last year, and we are in the process of merging the two businesses. I started APS in 2012 when I purchased 3 older CNC machines from a company leaving the machining business. With those machines came 1 employee and $90,000 of annual sales, of which most of that business came from the manufacture of Culver's frozen custard machines. Today we have 13 machines, with a couple of them that are fully automated, and one of those original older machines is still making product for us today. We have 12 employees running 3 shifts, and we do about $1.5 million in sales per year. And since I was in the Army, APS is a veteran-owned business, and our focus is on low to mid-volume precision machining with tight tolerances, along with post-machining operations such as dynamic balancing, leak testing, and assembly. Customers include John Deere, Cummins, Caterpillar, and the industries we serve is agricultural, packaging, and mining. And yes, we are still making components for the Culver's frozen custard machines. Independent Machine Company was founded by Gladstone native Dick Sandstrom. Dick worked at the Sioux Line Railroad, which later became the Escanaba and Lake Superior Railroad. He invented the iron horse wheel lathe in 1973, which is a product that's a fairly stout 2-axis device with a cutting insert that is mounted directly under the locomotive on the rail. The lathe reprofiles the machines on the locomotives to meet the government and railroad industry standards. Prior to this invention, the wheels had to be removed from the locomotive, transported somewhere else to be machined, which was very timely and costly. In 1975, IMC was originally started officially with the help of Dick's son, Keith Sandstrom. And this unique product established IMC in the railroad industry so that they could serve the railroad industry with other products. Today, IMC is the world's largest supplier of aftermarket pilot plows and gear cases. They do about $4.5 million in sales, 34 employees, over 450 customers worldwide, shipping to 6 continents. We do not ship to Antarctica yet because they don't have a railroad there. We ship over 10,000 gear cases and 700 pilot plows every year. And the gear case protects the main bull gear on the pinion gear and the drive that drive the locomotive. It also retains the oil and grease to keep the gears lubricated. And the pilot plow is located on the front and sometimes rear of the locomotive. And in addition to be a snow plow, it acts like a bumper. It's used to remove debris and whatnot from the rail. I was surprised that we're selling 700 gear cases when I bought the company in 2014 with my business partner. And plows. I mean, how do we damage these snow plows? So I called one of my customers up and I asked them, you know, what's your number one reason why you get, you know, you go through so many snowplows? And he happened to say, this year, in 2014, the number one reason that we go through so many snowplows is because we hit UPS trucks and trailers. So I was fascinated, and then that year I gave my local UPS driver a very special thank you for keeping and generating the business for us. It's pretty nice of him. We also produce other steel fabrications, primarily for the railroad, such as wear plates, shock mount brackets, and specialty steel fabrications. As I mentioned in the first slide, I purchased 100% of IMC shares in November of last year, and we are in the process of merging the two businesses. By doing this, there will be a great number of benefits. Increase the range of products and services, which will appeal to our current customer base, but also potential new customers and markets. Streamlining operations, resource sharing, cross-training opportunities, becoming more efficient, and also creating a larger economic footprint in the UP. The two companies together will allow us to do more. We are committed to investing in technologies as well as the people that live here. We're currently working with our local ISD and community college to create more opportunities for students and employees. Bay College is located directly across the road from us, and we're currently in the process of strengthening that partnership through work-based learning, which the student would receive college credits for working with us. As a person that was born and raised in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, Manistee, Michigan, having the opportunity to create more jobs, more local spending, foster growth in the area, basically any positive impact that I could have on the community that literally raised me would be an honor and my ultimate goal. All that being said, I want to say thank you for the recognition and the award, along with a special thank you to all the hardworking and dedicated employees that we work with that really make this happen. So with that, questions? Perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna wait for you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Great presentation. Now, as you're listening to our award winners, I guess, award recipients, think about how this is going to tie back to Sue Hawks's keynote, okay? Because I have a great one here. My next one, or the next award recipient, is Carmeuse Port Inland. Annually, Carmeuse produces over 6 million tons of lime, 12 million tons of high-quality chemical-grade limestone, and 10 million tons of limestone aggregate. The company supplies over 41 million tons of products to more than 7,500 customers in over 70 countries around the world every year. So I know one of Sue's points is you got to make it easy for your customers to do business with you. So this next line pinpoints that, nails it. In addition to high-quality products, Carmeuse goes above and beyond to make things simple for customers and has the expertise to help them no matter the need. That makes it easy for your customers, right, to do business with you. Please join me in welcoming Patrick Lamb and Kathy Chase.
Hi. So we're actually from the Port Inland operation of Carmeuse, which is in Gulliver, Michigan. We employ about actually 95 employees there on site that work remotely and like 75, 76 hourly employees. So Carmeuse is a family-owned private company that's been in business with the same family since 1860. So it's they really strive to keep our business going. A little history on Port Inland. So Port Inland actually started in 1920 by Inland Steel. They purchased the land along with the reserves for limestone and dolomite. And then they built a plant around 1929 and started up. So they owned and operated the operation until 1989 when it was shut down. And then Pfizer came in and bought the site around 1990, modernized some of the processes, and reopened in 1992. They opened with a self-directed work teams, which is an interesting concept for us. We have 4 managers on site, and the rest of them are hourly employees who manage their day-to-day operations. So since then, Ogle Bay Norton came in and purchased the site, and then sold again in 2008 to Carmeuse, in which we've been with them since. So Carmeuse leading the industry. They're dedicated to the standards as the leader of our industry. We want to organize other references in the company known as care and respect. We show our people, our customers, and the environment in which we live and support that we all depend on. So we partner with a lot of organizations within the community and try to keep our stuff going. I'm gonna turn it over to you. You keep going.
All right, so we do produce about 4.5 million tons a year at Port Inland. Across the UP, our Cedarville location does about 3.5 million tons. Drummond Island does 2.5 million tons. So limestone, you can see on the screen that we have a lot of uses for, but it was kind of surprising to me when I started with this company what limestone really is in. So when you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth, the grit in your toothpaste is limestone. The shingles on your house are limestone. The powder on the double McGum, that's limestone. So everything we touch somehow requires limestone. Glass, to have sugar in your coffee this morning, they need limestone to make your sugar. So it really does touch us in a lot of different ways. Our biggest businesses are the steel industry and road construction, so that's pretty close to half and half. So we have to have it to mix with the iron, which purifies it essentially. It's injected, gives us steel. Roads, everybody came here on the road today. Most of them are made with aggregates that came out of somewhere in the UP. We have a lot of projects, so we, out of Port Inland, out of the UP, we service the entire Midwest as far out as New York, and we do railstone all the way out into North Dakota. It's a good business for the UP, you know, it's a very strong mining heritage here, and we can't move it, so it'll always be here. That's a very plentiful resource, and you know, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the future we have coming up. All right, so as Kathy mentioned, we have about 75 employees at Port Inland. Across the UP, we're at about 250 employees. We are very involved in the community. We appreciate being here today. We believe the UP is our home. You know, I was transferred to the UP, always wanted to live up here, hope to never leave. But part of that is making our communities the best we can. That's why organizations like this exist, and you know, many other ones that operate across the Upper Peninsula. As Kathy mentioned earlier as well, we do have self-directed work teams. That is a completely different way of operating than I've ever been part of. I'm the site manager and the area manager, so I have a say, kind of, but not really. Our guys run it. So we have teams that are made up of our hourly employees. They make all the day-to-day decisions for the business. All we do for them is remove barriers. You know, we say, here's the targets, you tell us how you're going to achieve them. It is an amazing way to operate, and if you ever have an opportunity to see it, I welcome you to come. It can be messy at times, but if you want to talk about ownership and dedication to your job, I've never seen anything like it. In the community, we do partner with Baycliff. We spend a weekend or a couple days a year up there. They're also our foundation for financial. We do a lot locally with the sports teams, but also we're involved in the STEM. We're involved in the robotics club, and you know, some of the things that maybe don't get as much attention in the high school. You know, we try to focus on the kids kind of in the middle that, you know, aren't sports kids, maybe they aren't the smartest kid, but you know, we try to focus on what we can do to help them So economic impact. So let's give you an idea of what our plants spend in the UP annually. This is wages, services we purchase from UP businesses that either have offices here or are based here. So, you know, it's about $30 million we put into the economy every year in the UP. So the future, we are a 160-year-old company that has been owned by the same family. We don't have shareholders to please, so the vision of the company is how do we be here in 10, 20, 50, 100 years? And of course, that makes all of us feel very good. So some of the things we are doing is, yes, there's a lot of limestone in the UP, but, you know, at what point does it become too costly to recover? So we try at Port Inland to be very conscious and, you know, kind of watch how much we send out a year so we have that supply for our own internal customers as we go into the next 50 and 100 years. And what that looks like is property purchases, you know, new ways of mining. We do operate railroad. We have 15 miles of private railroad at our plant. It's very costly, very labor intensive, but we've somehow made it work. Our Cedarville and Drummond Island locations are dolomitic limestone. So that has very good use in road construction, has a very high freeze thaw tolerance, and that's probably where most of that goes, but it's also where we're seeing the most development. So Cedarville has a waste stream that probably represents about 25% of what we mine annually. So this year we're going to be starting to market that as a separate product for doing break walls, riprap, that kind of stuff. And the thing I'm most excited about, and there's a couple gentlemen in the room here who are a huge part of it, let me see if I can get there, is Drummond Island. So our plant on Drummond Island, we purchased it from Osborne Stone Company out of Ohio in 2016. For anybody who's ever gone over the Drummond Island Ferry, it's right on the right-hand side, big piles of white rock. Since we've purchased it in the last 3 years, we've invested $21 million into this plant to bring it up, to modernize it, to make it safer. It was in pretty rough shape when we bought it. And we heard about an opportunity maybe a little over a year ago for some grant money. So we reached out to Invest UP. They put us in touch with Chris and Jeff from Chippewa County EDC, and they're now partnering with us. They partnered with us to apply for the grant. Luckily, we were successful. So we received a federal grant for $10.1 million to improve our ship loading facility on Drummond Island. It requires a 30% match on our part, but it's a game changer for us over there. So if you can see what's there, if you look real close, it is actually a boat, the H.W. Oglesby, that was sunk in 1950, and they built the dock on top of it. Well, obviously, after 70 years, probably not the best plan. It's rotting out, it's falling into the lake, it's not safe. We're very limited by height, so we have to bring in very small boats. You know, most of our stone goes out on the lake freighters. So with this grant, we're going to be able to make that dock safe, raise up the shuttle so we can get the bigger boats in there. And that's a benefit to us from an economic standpoint, but it's also beneficial from a greenhouse gas emission standpoint. So every time the small boats come in, they're older, they're less efficient. Now we can bring in the newer, more modern boats, and the diesel consumption per ton actually goes down. So I'm pretty excited about that, really thankful for the Chippewa County EDC and their partnership in it. And you know, it's going to be a couple-year process, especially like last week, we didn't have the grant, and then we had the grant back, and so, you know, things change, I guess, but that's what I wanted to explain to you about Port Inland. You guys have any questions, or? Yes?
How long are the reserves, you think, still in the ground?
So that is, I'll just say that it's decades. So I'm pretty comfortable that my grandkids could work at any of the quarries in the UP and still retire from there.
I noticed on your financials that your operation over in Drummond and Cedarville produced more revenue than the Port Inland, but as smaller facilities.
They are smaller facilities, but historically they cost more. So Cedarville costs more, it's more labor intensive, it is a union location. Port Inland is not. So, and it's just the difference in the plant. So they're not as reliable. They don't run as well as Port Inland does, so it costs more money to maintain them. Port Inland, where I'm based, We run about 93% reliability, which is very good for a stone plant. We don't have a lot of costs due to breakdowns, the other plants do. So that's why we end up spending more in labor and services to keep the plants running effectively. I saw that too when I put together, so that doesn't really make sense. We're the biggest, yet we spend less money, but that's why. Anybody else? I appreciate your time, and thanks for having us.
Congratulations. All right, congratulations, Kathy and Patrick. And I kind of like a light bulb went out. All right, so you're in toothpaste, sugar, all these things. You don't actually make them. You're like BASF. You make them better, right? So way to go. $30 million impact, unbelievable. And the employment, 75 in the UP, 200 in the Great Lakes. What people don't understand is there's a thing called spin-off jobs. So it's not just like 75 UPers are working, right? You talk to the economic developers in a room and they'll tell you there's like between a 3 and an 8 or 9 factor multiplier. So one job could be 3 jobs or up to 8 jobs, depending on the type of business. And I'm thinking yours is one of those bigger businesses that really contribute back to the economy. So, way to go.
Okay, well, in an effort to keep things on time here, it's 1 o'clock on my watch. Joe said we have to start at 1, so. Just wanted to thank Northern for their catering. It was a great lunch, guys. I don't know where you are, but if we give them a round of applause. All right, we have 2 more awards this afternoon to give out. I'm going to invite Robert Luke up to give out the next award at this point. So, Robert, if you want to come up.
I've got my notes. All right, good afternoon. Thank you. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody enjoyed lunch and had a good opportunity to do a little bit of networking. I think there's some folks still out networking out front, unfortunately. It's now my pleasure to introduce the next business to receive the award for excellence, and that is the Marquette Golf Club. Joining us today from MGC is a group of dedicated individuals whose love for the game is probably only surpassed by their love for the club itself and the community that they serve, and ultimately the greater region, and you're going to see some of that in their presentation today. They include Mark Gilmore, who's the Director of Golf, Craig Moore, Director of Agronomy, Bob Bastian, the head golf professional, and then 2 board members are with us, Ken Rushka and Bob Reka. I'm sure many of you know quite a number of the folks that participate at the course and that have helped the course, but these folks are as dedicated as it gets, and certainly appreciate all they do for the golf club. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Marquette Golf Club has been a cornerstone of the Marquette community for nearly a century. Established in 1926, it's a member-owned facility. There's 36 holes, and it's the only one of its kind in the Upper Peninsula, offering an exceptional golf experience to both a dedicated membership and a number of visitors that attend. And when you see the numbers, I think you'll see what a great impact they have on our region as a whole. They have a commitment to excellence. The Marquette Golf Club has earned national recognition for its stunning courses, including the highly acclaimed Gray Walls course, which is consistently ranked among the best courses in the country. And for those of you that play golf, if you've been out there, you know exactly what we're talking about. I hope you brought some pictures today for those that didn't, so they can see it. So to tell us more, I'm not going to steal any of your thunder. I know you guys have a lot of good stuff to share with us. I'll welcome to the stage Mr. Mark Gilmore, Craig Moore, Ken Rushka, Bob Bastian, and Bob Reka. Gentlemen, it's all yours.
Thank you, everyone. Good afternoon. Can everyone hear me? Yes. Yes, thank you. My name is Ken Rushka. I'm a board member at Marquette Golf Club. Heartfelt thank you to everyone for having us here. I'm also one of the historians at the Marquette Golf Club, so I'll be explaining some of the histories of the club. We are honored to represent Marquette Golf Club, all of us here. Thank you on behalf of the Marquette Golf Club, the staff, which is here, some of them, the board of directors, and 600-plus members, both national and local. Thank you for the recognition today from Operation Action U.P. Thank you for Mr. Robert Luke for nominating us. We appreciate that. Thank you to the staff for Operation U.P. Thank you to your board and distinguished guests and friends today. MGC, Marquette Golf Club, is very grateful and proud to have been part of the growth of the community since 1926, as the slides will show you. As a recreation, a social, and an economic partner, MGC is proud to celebrate our 100-year anniversary in 1926, coming up soon, or in 2026, coming up soon, and 20 years with our Gray Walls course, so we're really proud of that. We've transitioned from a local and a regional destination to a national and a worldwide destination and a partner for Marquette and the UP. Our story is unique and fascinating, twofold with Gray Walls recently, and then back to 1926 with our original golf course. We're in a renaissance right now, so we enjoy sharing that with the community. Marquette Golf Club history is wonderful and very interesting story to tell, and as a Marquette historian, I could talk for the rest of the afternoon, but in the next 30 seconds, we'll wrap up the history, so here's the Cliff Notes. Our histories and our slides will show you that there was golf around in Marquette since the late 1800s, which is really cool. And there was a couple attempts at golf courses before the Marquette Golf Course was founded in the Peter White Library with many historic family names in our records. So we'd like to share that someday with everyone. The attempt to bring the course by those founding members, those families, that's sustained to this very day by the wonderful members we have and the families who support our club. The golf club expanded from 9 holes in the late 60s to 18 holes. We'll learn more about that upcoming. 36 holes in 05 with Gray Walls. We've got an incredible story that parallels the area. We have been part of the area, and we really enjoy that. We welcome everyone to stay tuned through the next year, 2025, and leading up to our celebration in 2026, our 100-year celebration, where we'll reveal more of our history and our records, and we welcome all of you to share that. And the slides will talk a little bit about that and how have we done this. So our mission statement, what we know has brought us to this point in time is our mission statement. It's been alive and well since 1926. We've defined it recently, put it on paper. There it is. High-value golf, supported by the people, community partner, excellence with the customer. A large part of our success has been one of our staff members, Mr. Gilmore, since 1983, Director of Golf and Operations, PGA professional, and I give you Mr. Gilmore.
Thank you. I get to tell you a little bit more about our business. This slide kind of encapsulates a lot that we have going on in the course. We've been in business for 99 years, so we had 99 years of practice of building a lot of things on our properties. So the gist of this is that with all these nice facilities, 2 wonderful golf courses, practice facilities, we're building a 28,000 square foot adventure putting green that opens up this spring. We're super excited about that. With all these things, we're a busy place. So if we're a busy place in a condensed season, which the golf course is, 6-month season, we have to do a lot. We have to generate a lot of revenue in a short time. So to do that, we have to hire a lot of people. So we employed 124 people at the golf course last summer. So, and our budget, our payroll is just under $1.1 million. That's something we're very proud of at the club. We think we have an economic impact to the community, and that's what we're really proud of. Next one, Gregor. Target market, our business model. This one's easy for us. We've been doing this for quite a while. So, number one, they're both up here. It's membership, membership, membership. So everything we do at the golf course is based on our membership. There's no business model that works with our membership. So they've made this thing go for 99 years. We can't screw it up. I mean, that's basically it. So, but the other thing that's come up with the advent of the Gray Walls course, it's a destination golf course. And that means we have people from all over the country coming here to play that golf course. So we had 10,322 people that came from outside the UP to play that golf course. That's a big number. So that's obviously a huge economic impact for our club. We're able to do things that we never even thought of. So we just could dream about it, but now they're becoming reality. And the other thing is that if we're doing good, these 10,300 people coming into our community and the UP in general, that's a big economic impact to the city of Marquette as well. And we see them coming in here, they're staying at our hotels, eating at our restaurants, shopping at our businesses. That's a big economic impact, and we're very proud of that. We hope to continue that for years to come. Next one is Mr. Craig Moore. He's going to tell a little bit about the accolades, why Gray Walls is what it is. So, thanks. Yep.
Yeah, thanks everyone for the recognition. We really appreciate it. So we're all very passionate about the Marquette Golf Club. So it's a 36-hole club. It's got 3 distinct eras of golf architecture on our property. Obviously, being around 100 years, it's just slowly growing. So every kind of 40 years, there's been an addition to the club. So, and with that, we've got 3 distinct eras that not many other places can say they have. So, 1920s, the first 9 went in. That's kind of the golden era of architecture. So we had 9 holes. Then in the 60s, the second 9 went in. So that was kind of the post-World War II era of golf architecture. Okay. And then we get into the 2000s when we built Gray Walls. That's kind of the current minimalist era of golf architecture, and it's kind of a modern marvel. It really is. If anybody's been out there to see it, it's a spectacular place. So, and that was designed by Mike DeVries. So, like I said, very few clubs have 3 eras on one property. In fact, I know of like 2. So we're the 3rd. I have a great team that helped me care and maintain for the courses to kind of keep them to that original design intent and to create strategic and enjoyable golf for all to play. The game's filled with options, and that's what makes Marquette Golf Club so great. So everybody gets to come out and just really enjoy the property and all the different strategic options in playing the game. So we're just scratching the surface on national and global recognition. I think we got a long way to go still. You can see all these accolades that we have behind me. We're proud of those, but I really think there's a long way to go. So that's all I have to say about the accolades. But thank you. And next up is Mr. Bob Ashton, our PGA professional.
Thank you, Craig. Appreciate it. Looking around the room right now, and in terms of community involvement, I see a lot of folks that have probably played in one of our outings that we host at the golf course. So that's one way that we really like to get involved with community. Host as many outings as possible to help our community partners out. Bay Cliff, UPA's, YMCA, Marquette Rotary are among some of those. But basically, we're a venue for all these different places to host a fundraising event at our facility. I think on average about 15 different events like that throughout the summer, which is awesome for us. And I would say on average as well, over $250,000 is fundraised for those partnerships within our community. Another way that we like to get involved with the community is really supporting Marquette County Junior Golf. Whether you're a board member, superintendent, or a golf professional, that's something that we really keep at the forefront of our mind through Marquette County Junior Golf Association, the UP Junior Tour, and then as of recently, the First Tee Northern Michigan chapter. Those players are kind of the future of our game, and we want to make sure we're doing our part to move that forward and to keep them invested in the game of golf. And then lastly, Mark kind of touched on it, but every year we bring over 10,000 people to our community to enjoy Marquette, and not just at our golf course. Obviously, it's great that they get to come play Gray Walls and Heritage and enjoy that, but then after they get done and they play golf, they go around to all the different businesses in Marquette and eat at our restaurants and our hotels and help out the great economy that Marquette has to offer. And yeah, for community involvement, that's about it. And I'll introduce former Marquette Golf Club president, Bob Reka. He's got, over maybe 100 years of experience at the golf course?
103.
Somewhere in that range? Okay.
103.
He's going to talk about the future of the club.
Thanks, Bob. Make no mistake, I wanted to stay, but I was impeached, and we're fighting that as we speak, but that's another story. So, and Mr. Luke also mentioned our passion for the game. They do. I've been trying to quit for 60 years, and it's not working. So I hope to be successful this year. Today, Marquette Golf Club is just over a $4 million a year business. We have grown, as you heard from all of my colleagues here, However, for a lot of the banking members out there, you're aware that the first 15 years when gray walls came online were quite challenging for us. It was a struggle for many different reasons, but at the end of the day, in the last 5 years or so, we've turned several corners. And just to give you a little idea, in the last 4 years, we've reduced our debt by over $1 million. In addition, we've invested over $3 million in our infrastructure. We refurbished the pro shop, a whole bunch of other things that you can't see. And this also includes the replacement of our irrigation system this summer, which is fully funded on the Heritage course, because obviously it's quite aged, and that's at $1.6 million, and that's paid for. In addition to that, and this is my campaign speech, we have not raised dues to our members for the past 4 years. So we're very proud of that as well, and hope that we demonstrate to our members that we're doing everything we can to appreciate them as well, and have found other revenue sources. None of that would have been possible without the support of our membership. Our membership numbers remain very steady and have for several years. Dedicated boards over the years. Our employees. And last but not least, maybe one of the best management teams anyone could ever hope for, and that's these guys. Their dedication, creativity, ability to do more with less has been a cornerstone for our ability to recover and to move forward in the financial stability that we now enjoy. So again, on behalf of our club, it's a real honor to receive your award today, and thank you very much.
Oh, you're way back there, actually. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it to you. Okay. Say, thank you. Did you see Bob up there in that black and white picture at the start? That was Bob.
I helped build the 1926 course.
All right, way to go. Congratulations. And Sue, I think I have a new business opportunity for you. You go in, okay, show businesses how to be great at what they do. Yep. And then these guys come in and show them how to reduce debt. I love it. Okay, I'm going to call them up after the program. So, all right, way to go. Congratulations. All right, our next award recipient is called Hawk Technologies LLC. Hawk Technologies provides innovative engineered solutions, including CAD design for defense and commercial clients. Hawk leverages the best technology available to modernize CAD design and engineering processes, synergizing data, expert knowledge, and process improvements through their software suite, Hawk Intelligence. Sounds pretty covert, right? And associated engineering services. Please join me in welcoming Greg Kangas up to the podium. Great.
All right, hello everyone. Greg Kangas from Hawk Technologies. Thanks, Joe, for the introduction. So we are a company out of Hancock, Michigan, working engineering and modernization solutions, combining engineering and software development. So go to the next slide. Yeah, so located in Hancock, Michigan, not too far from here. We've been around for founded it in 30 years ago, roughly. Had change in ownership 5 years ago, and keeping going strong with providing industry with engineering, software development, and connecting it with emerging technology. First of all, thank you, Operations Action U.P. It's an honor to have the recognition. We're a small company. We kind of just do our thing in the background, and means a lot when you get recognition like that, so thank you. Also, Michigan Works, Holly, she nominated us for this, so thanks for that. We wouldn't have had a chance without that. And then, yeah, even just this morning from EOS, Sue Hawks, great choice on the last name there. But yeah, it's, you know, just a little history. It's the EOS system. I was lucky enough to be introduced to it several years ago from a previous employer, and it was pretty foundational to how we started when I came to Hawk 5 years ago. How we started and shift gears and tried to go towards a slow growth approach, and yeah, so far so good. So really plays on the you know, the not only the how we do our business internally, but also what products and services we develop for the shipbuilding industry, which is our focus. So the Hawk local regional impact. So said our target market is U.S. shipbuilders seeking modernization. The big U.S. shipbuilders that are serving the U.S. Navy, that's primarily our market. We also, in our day-to-day, we live our values: calm, team approach, flexible, and accountability. It's something we try to drive in the day-to-day, and yeah, a little bit about collaboration with the local and regional community. I got the Michigan Tech Huskies and the Wildcats up there. We won't talk about hockey this year, but we are Michigan Tech Huskies up there. And we got Pete of our team. He's the lone Wildcat, so we'll just we'll keep it at that. We won't get into the hockey season. But yeah, also manufacturers. We work with local manufacturers, software developers, MTech Smart Zone, SBDC, MEDC, Apex Accelerators, MMTC, UP, Michigan Works. I'm sure I missed someone on there. Of course, Operations Action U.P. Now add that to the list. Yeah, there's just there's a lot of good people that we meet week to week, month to month. It's been really enjoyable getting more connected locally, regionally, because we found through our small team, 10 people, 10, 12 people, we like the community, and we like working together. There's something special up here, and you know, we all know that working together can get you a lot farther, a lot quicker, and everyone works together as a team. Everybody wins. You know, that's all a good thing, and I think the culture up here really speaks to it. Yeah, just for us, yeah, we've since 5 years kind of recoursed things. You know, it was a 3-person company. We've had 5 consecutive years of steady growth to 12 employees, and got our sights set on to keep it going, you know, another 5 years. So, next slide. So yeah, so we talked about modernization in shipbuilding, and is kind of where we're focusing. We've been working direct with the Navy and also some of the major shipyards to dig into modernization from one angle, that being our expertise in engineering. And I just, you know, put up this modernization industry, you know, the industrial revolutions, right? The 1.0, 2.0, we're getting into, you know, electricity in 2.0, right? 1969, kind of a timeline. Electronics, PLCs, you know, then the 2010s, we start talking about Industry 4.0. We're still talking about it. How do we get it? It takes 10 to 20 years for this stuff to hit all the industries if you see it from the bottom level where we kind of operate. Yeah, AI, right? It's been a lot of talk lately, but it's been around for a while. Data analytics as well. And then you get to this time frame right now we're at, okay, we've heard of AI, we've heard of data analytics, we've heard of all the flashy, you know, Internet of Things. Well, now it's what we see is happening, and a lot of others, is there's this mass customization. It's like now instead of assembly lines, we can operate more human-centric and do things more do things that we thought could only happen on a production line, that being hardware or software, to like very customized approaches. So a little bit of background, it's like, what do you guys do? Modernization, engineering, software, whatever, right? Well, it comes down to problem solving. We take a bunch of issues that we see still exist in industry. We're at Industry 5.0. We have AI. We have machine learning, you know. We have satellites cruising around, you know, the sky. But we still have skilled labor shortages, you know, bottlenecks in process. You know, quality is tough to quantify. We have late deliverables, what's going on, you know. Knowledge is trapped in people's brains, and they just decide to retire one day, and we're like, hey, can you come back next year? Maybe, maybe not. All these things that still exist in industry, and maybe they never go away, but that's for us to figure out. So our approach at Hawk is, you know, within the industries that we serve, it's like, well, let's realign this in terms of knowledge, process, and data. Is kind of we're trying to get to the root cause in our industry, and then look at the effects. So the leading lagging approach, and get them aligned. And the approach continues. Knowledge capture. Let's extract, retain expert knowledge. Process. How do we customize processes at a massive level that has not been available? Like, hey, we have TurboTax. They built this nice software, but how do we do that at every little workflow within a complex organization? Is that possible now, or do we still rely on they call tacit knowledge that is more like tribal knowledge? It's just something that takes many years to acquire. And then data utilization. We have data everywhere, to where we say data overload. How do we utilize it? How do we pull out, say like Sue's approach, you know, 5 to 12 scorecard items, or, you know, how do we actually pull that out and bring it to the day-to-day and give people numbers to follow and to succeed and feel fulfilling in their job and progress on the professional development map. And then new technology. This stuff's coming faster than we can handle. It's like the dot-com boom. You know, then we got smartphones. And all of a sudden, now we're hearing like AI and, you know, what does this mean? Is this robots gonna rule the world? You know, what do we do with this? All this stuff that's coming at us, right? So, our approach is, yeah, we need to find ways to get this into industry, and just a little bit more on that. Again, just the process that we utilize when we put software out with our engineering solutions is, yeah, knowledge, process, and data. Capture the knowledge, automation. We can develop apps for every engineering workflow. Capture small data. We talk about big data. There's small data buried in the cracks of the bottom level of where the work actually gets done day to day. It's not being captured by some industry-proven software. It's buried somewhere in the bottom, and you got to get down dirty and figure it out and bring it to light in dashboards, real-time insights, not, hey, run an analysis for me by next Monday and then tell us, you know, what we need to change, and then, you know, it takes another Monday to figure out what to do about it. Things got to happen in real time. So a little bit, one more slide here about the data-centric workflow app. What we developed for the under contract with the Navy, and want to present out to a conference later this month. But basically, bringing together these bottom rung processes and engineering within shipbuilding, and really giving them a system to do what we talk about with expert knowledge, extract and retain, automate engineering processes, embrace the emerging technology, because like we said, it's coming faster than we can handle it, and there's got to be ways to implement it in real time. So with that, we will go to the industry served. So I said before, the U.S. Navy working directly, that's where Hawk, there's a lot of focus. We are probably 70 to 80% in the shipbuilding industry, supporting multiple shipyards. And then also we have some local regional work that we also take pride in and really enjoy. It's really about how we get the breadth of our experience. We take knowledge that we can attain from other industries locally and regionally, you know, electrical power, infrastructure, defense vehicles, manufacturing, electronics, power gen, just new product development in general from startups. We support all these companies locally, regionally, and we like to take the knowledge we've learned and acquired from working those interactions and bring it to our big industry. So it's it all works together. Bunch of supported softwares. This is for all the engineering people that nobody else can care about this stuff. But yeah, we work with all kinds of different softwares, whether developing within or as a partner, or you know, utilization on some automated applications. But you know, really just to bring it to industry. Yeah, again, thank you, Holly Peoples, for the nomination. That's very much appreciated. And then I had a couple of videos, but they're really just I wanted them to get in the slide deck so that, you know, it's something to check out if we get these distributed. Just because if you're ever thinking like, what do they actually do? You know, which I can totally see a few people's eyes maybe thinking that way. So that's just that's just for if we get these distributed, you can check it out. Anyway, that was it. And thanks everyone that got us here, and our whole team for sure. We got a good team, and you know, even a enemy Wildcat and a fellow Husky there, and yeah, we definitely appreciate it, and yeah, open for any questions. Questions, anyone?
All right, Greg, I do have a question.
All right, thank you.
I have a question for you.
Oh, you do have a question?
Well, it's more of a comment and then a question. So it kind of blows me away, the modernization slide you had. It was like 100 years, almost to the date, between the three game changers, right? In the changes in your industry. And then, boom, 2011 comes, and now it's coming like every 10 years.
Yeah, right.
How does that impact what you guys are doing?
Yeah, well, basically, it puts you in a spot where if you think you're gonna just get comfy and do your job and be good at, say, engineering or CAD design, or, you know, somewhere where you feel comfortable, you think, yeah, we're good, you know, let's just ride it out for 10 years. You might as well roll over because you'll be gone in 2, you know. So.
All right. Well, good thing that you guys are had gone to Tech in Northern, right? Because that
That's right.
help you adjust with change.
Yeah,
And also, do you do any collaborations with the shipbuilding place in Marinette?
Marinette,
Yeah.
yep, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, they're one of the major shipyards,
Yep.
and they're one of our really good customers.
Oh,
And,
way to go.
We collaborate on R&D as well. Yeah, so they're definitely a key player in this.
All right, good stuff. Another Operation Action UP awardee. All right. Okay, here we go. So on with the rest of our program. So Operation Action UP, as you've heard, it's our 60th year. And it was really founded by the leadership back then to remove barriers across the Upper Peninsula, because the Upper Peninsula is big, right? It's, 15 counties, and back then, the way they did things was, if one place won, the other one was a loser, right? So they built the organization on high tide raises all ships. And so what that means to the business community is that, you know, we're more successful, right, as businesses. Businesses are the ones that create the jobs, they write the checks. However, we can't do it on ourselves because we really stink at committee work, right? Trying to do things behind the scenes across the region and so on and so forth. So there was a need, quite a few years ago, for an organization more in the economic development field or spectrum to come through and help the business community and also help new businesses come into play. And we've always had our regional economic developers. However, they banded together to form an organization called the UP Economic Development Alliance. And each year we honor another award through that group, and we collaborate with them. And for this year's award, we would like to welcome up Deb Brunell, the director of the Upper Peninsula Michigan Works, to pass that on for us. So Deb.
Well, I have to say, I'm only here because Kathy Reynolds couldn't be here today to present this award, so I'm standing in her place. And I also have to share in full transparency that we have a secret weapon in Michigan Works, and it goes by the name of Holly Peoples. And she writes a lot of nominations for awards because she sees a lot of great things in business. And so this is another one of those awards that she nominated. So I am just thrilled and honored to be able to present this award today for the UPEDA Nonprofit of the Year. The environmental conditions where we are raised, educated, work, and live impact our quality of life and health outcomes. Here in the UP of Michigan, our remote location and sparse population often result in challenges for achieving and maintaining good health. In addition to a dearth of primary and specialty health care services, the region has a large low-income population, poor health status indicators, inadequate social support, and major transportation barriers that affect access to health care services. Partners of the Northern Michigan University Center of Rural Health Network have joined forces to take action through the engagement of a wide variety of public, private, and volunteer sectors. They understand that basic needs must be addressed before individuals are empowered to plan ahead and be proactive about their health. It affects our workforce. Until this is done, efforts to encourage and support preventative and routine health care will remain ineffective, and the progression of chronic disease will persist. As their network continues to grow, they are guided by passion and determination to cultivate a sustainable healthcare workforce and create healthy and resilient communities throughout the region. The Northern Michigan University Center for Rural Health seeks to improve the health and well-being of Upper Peninsula residents and communities by developing collaborative partnerships that improve the access and availability of affordable, quality healthcare services. The Center for Rural Health recently announced a new partnership with Project ECHO, Extension for Community Healthcare Outcomes, and Saginaw Valley State University. They were awarded a $1.4 million grant over a 3-year period from the Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration. This collaborative effort is increasing UP residents' access to health care by expanding relevant workforce training, education, and employment by creating stronger links between training programs and the healthcare entities that will ultimately employ or rely on these public health professionals. They also have successfully graduated several cohorts of community health workers. Community health worker training includes 12 days of live instruction on the 11 nationally recognized community health worker core competencies, plus mental health first aid and adverse childhood experience training. It's really important. In her own words, Elise Burr says, as the development of the center continues, I look forward to embracing new partnerships, strengthening current alliances, and facilitating introductions and connections when possible. Through collaboration, we have the ability to leverage each other's strengths, collective approach challenges, and identify and implement solutions that improve health. Understanding current initiatives, appropriately contributing when possible, and linking people together in homes of strengthening and building upon efforts set our region up to a model what may work in other rural communities throughout the nation. I am just beyond excited to present this award to Elise Spur. Small team of 2, they get a lot done.
Thank you. I really appreciate being recognized for this. After listening to all of you today, it makes me want to go out and open my own business, though. But it's really, truly an honor to be recognized for our efforts. I think that Northern at first didn't know what to do. They knew they wanted a Center for Rural Health, but they didn't know how that fit in with education and training of students. But I would say 3/4 of what we do is working with the communities, working with hospitals, working with businesses. Our community health workers typically have been employed in clinics and hospitals, but 3/4 of the 85 people we've trained in the last year and a half work at social service agencies. And that's because the barriers to care are also the barriers to education and the barriers to employment. So I anticipate that our paths may cross more in the future as we continue to do work, and I truly appreciate being recognized for our efforts, so thank you.
All right, well, as we close the day here, thanks to Sue and Allie for coming up. Also, thanks to all you folks that came for today. Hopefully you got something out of this. That's our goal, right, is to provide small businesses and entrepreneurs with tools to succeed, right? That's what Joe and I and everyone on the board and everyone in the organization want. So the one last thing we'd like to do is thank the sponsors, of course, Innovate Marquette for bringing Sue and Allie here. And then the event sponsors, Upper Michigan Works, ATC, of course, Bob at Storby Cromer, and Upper Peninsula Power Company.
Thanks, Dave. And also, hats off to Michigan Works. Did a great job today. The UPEDA, Upper Peninsula Economic Development Alliance. Of course, the Lake Superior Community Partnership and their staff, Ashley and team, thank you so much. Operation Action Board, of course. And Dave, great job. I threw a couple monkey wrenches in there. You handled them perfect.
Curveballs are fun.
When you go home, just realize that you just experienced what I call vision whiplash. Vision, Joe Thiel, Bob Jackwart. Without you guys here, clearly wouldn't have happened. We wouldn't have had these 2 delightful presenters today. And, you know, a lot of light bulbs went off for me. I learned a lot today. And I know both employers and employees benefit from this. So way to go. On that, I will call it the close of the meeting. And everybody drive safe.
One thing, Hawk Technologies, we need a picture
yes.
back there with your award. I was
point.
told. Ashley's.
All right,
Hawk.
way to go. All right, congratulations again, and thanks.